YouTube, your boy is back. What's up, man? It's your boy, the one, J. Osh. Welcome back to the show. Hey, look. I know what y'all thinking. J. Osh, where you been? Where you been? It's been too dang long. I know. So, on the 24th, Christmas Eve, your boy caught a type A flu. If you don't know what it is, I think it's like a respiratory flu. Your boy was done. Your boy was down for the count. Alright, I was bedridden for like 3-4 days off rip. Missed all 3 of my work days. And I just started the new job. Bad start off. I don't know what they thinking. They probably like, oh, this man trash. But your boy was done. I couldn't do nothing. Coughing up mucus the whole time. Just every time I breathe, I hear mucus in my chest. Terrible. Throwing up, had the shakes, sweats, migraines, fever. You name it, I had it. The runs, it didn't matter. Bro, like I was going through it. And yeah, that junk has literally like kept me like I've been sick for almost like a week pretty much. So I'm finally back now, but I've been basically sick for like a week pretty much. Like it's down for the count. So that's why y'all haven't seen no videos. I think I've lost weight. I'm pretty sure I've lost a significant amount of weight just from like the first few days just straight drinking water and barely eating. I'm pretty sure. Like I was malnutrition at that point. But hey, look, your boy is getting better now. So your boy is back. And I've been scratching my brain like what video I should come back with. And I was like, hey, I seen a recommendation. We've done a Joplin video before. That was the end all be all. But now we got out of the whirlwind. The Joplin EF5 Tornado. Worse than you thought. So we're back with another one. This video is long as hell. Your boy is not pausing. So if I talk over it, deal with it. Straight up. Give me some slack. Your boy hasn't been here in a week. So deal with it, please. But shout out to Out of the Whirlwind. Y'all already know I look at y'all recommendations. I do. So this got recommended, so that's why we're here. So we're gonna get right into it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I'm not pausing this. This junk's almost an hour long. I don't even know if y'all gonna want to watch this.
2011. This is May 22nd, 2011. There's bodies everywhere in the southwest side of Joplin. People are trapped in their houses and people are gone. This whole scene on the southwest side of Joplin is unbelievable.
An unbelievable scenario. Joplin has taken a direct hit from a tornado, and it appears the damage is unbelievable.
He's got his girlfriend. There's somebody yelling in the
Where?
Right, I can't find her.
Where?
In this house.
Are you guys all right?
I'm out from underneath my house, but there's somebody in here.
Oh my God.
I don't like that.
I bet.
That's a tornado. Get in here. Come on, Kelly. Gabby, hurry. That's a tornado. That's a freaking tornado. That's a freaking tornado.
That Joplin tornado, hey.
Tornadoes sound like a freight train, dear. I'm telling you.
Take cover.
Yes, please.
Right now.
Please,
I am telling you to
yes,
take
cover.
cover.
Take cover right now.
We do have a
Folks,
tornado on the ground.
This is a tornado. Yeah, this is a very dangerous situation. We cannot stress this enough. If you are in Joplin, please take cover.
Mom, no! Mom! Get in here! Annie, just pray. We're okay, Annie.
Hey, there's a tornado right there. I just saw a car flying through the air, man.
Probably did.
It was so bad. I wouldn't want nobody to go through this.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Right here, right there. Right here above us. See right there in the clouds. Look at the air.
Yeah, I see it. I know, I see it.
Holy shit, it's right here.
It's hitting the house. Get over here.
Pick it up. I can't film. I'm talking film.
That job look worse than war. That, because at least in war, you got some buildings standing.
Oh, no, alright, it's behind us.
That Joplin tornado took out everything it touched. Everything it touched was gone.
Really bad. Jesus.
Man, that's a monster, this.
Oh,
Explosion.
oh my God.
Power flash.
Oh,
That's
it
a
is
monster,
right there.
man. I feel sick right now.
Everybody get down. Low on the ground.
That's a tornado. That's the Is it?
It's not just a tornado. It's the tornado.
And about two and a half hours later, they pulled my baby out. He was the best baby in the world. He was 13 months old. He just learned to walk. And they did CPR on him, but he was blue, and they couldn't do anything for him.
Oh, that hurts.
I think we're gonna do it.
And they couldn't do anything for him, so they wrapped him up in a blanket. I held him for a while. And then they got my wife out. They made me turn away.
Climbed through a wall, a hole in a wall, to get to a patient. I was capable of running to a closet. She was not. And to see her laying there, not only glass sticking out of her, but just covered in it, ceiling tiles on top of her. You know, just the amount of just destruction you see on the ground and people that you're responsible for laying in it. It's devastating.
Very sick.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, my God, this is massive. Oh, there's power.
Oh, also, just so y'all know, this is
You'd see people just blood dripping down their body because they've been hit
this
by
is the
something.
30th.
And just people freaking out, being like, where's my kid?
That I'm
Where's my
recording
son?
this.
Where's my dad? And we just saw like just
Prayers
bodies
to Anthony Joshua.
scattered everywhere and people freaking out and panicking.
I heard
That
about
whole day
the
and
car
night
wreck with
went
him.
just finding people, finding bodies and stuff. I think I pulled either 33 or 34
I heard he lost
bodies
like
out.
two of his
A
best
little
friends and
8-year-old
stuff.
boy ran up
That's-
to me and he said, "My grandma's not breathing and
That's
stuff.
tough.
I think she had a heart
So-
attack in the closet."
It was like the apocalypse,
Condolences.
a war zone.
Unless you were here and had someone that you couldn't find, you have no idea how tormenting that is to not be able to find someone. Knowing how he died with a 2x4 in his eye socket and out the back of his head and was still alive, asking if someone was there to help.
Listen to it.
I just feel so bad for the people of Joplin, like how quick the tornado,
any
like
direction I look, that's still standing.
they got very little, like they got like a heads up, but
Unlike anything I've ever seen.
I remember watching the video the
Yeah,
first
it's,
time. It's
People
look at
are
that.
in shock here.
That
in
ain't war.
All I can say is it looks
At least
very
war, some
reminiscent of what
houses
we
would be
saw
up.
last month in, excuse me, in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, that.
This is Joplin after it happened. But to understand the magnitude of this moment, we need to go back to the city that existed before the storm.
National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning. On the radar indicated a tornado 10 miles west.
Before all the sirens and the headlines, before all the devastation, there was just Joplin, a Midwestern city built on community, family values, hard work, and minerals. Joplin's foundations were literally, physically shaped by the ground beneath it. Tunnels, shafts, and layers of history hidden beneath their neighborhoods, carved out of the old lead and zinc mines that once fueled America's early industrial age. Joplin's not some small, forgotten, sort of rural town. It's a regional hub, built along the historic Route 66 highway. Coffee shops, churches, schools, corner stores, a tight-knit community wrapped around a very blue-collar identity. The kind of place where people wave at each other at stoplights. Now, for generations, storms had rolled across this part of Missouri. Hard rain, loud thunder,
I hope everybody had a good Christmas.
Cloud drifting across the
Again,
plains.
your boy
People
was in bed the whole time
respected
Christmas.
the weather here, but they didn't
enjoy
fear
nothing.
it. Joplin had seen storms and survived them.
I
but
got up.
buried in the
I
city's
got up
past
like
were
maybe for an
moments,
hour or two
brief,
to open presents.
violent
That's it.
reminders that the atmosphere
miserable.
had warned them before. In 1971, a tornado tore across the north side of Joplin, an F2 that damaged homes and businesses, shaking the city, but definitely not defining it. Thankfully, this storm only caused one fatality, and it would remain the only death due to a tornado in
71?
Joplin until May of 2011. Just 4 years later, in 1975, another outbreak swept across southwest Missouri. Tornadoes tore through the region and brushed the Joplin area again, a reminder that the city sat in a vulnerable corner of Tornado Alley. Then in 2003, a large tornado tracked across Cherokee County into Jasper County, close enough to shake the region and end up in Joplin's weather memory, but it didn't score a direct hit. So Joplin wasn't unfamiliar with tornadoes, but nothing in its past came remotely close to what was coming. So now we go to spring 2011, the most active tornado season in several decades. Leading up to Joplin, we had the April 27th super outbreak, one of, if not the worst tornado outbreak in all of recorded history.
It was
367 tornadoes over
not the
3
worst, the
days,
second.
324 fatalities. Just historic.
I wouldn't have lied for the first one then if it
absolutely
wasn't, but I'm pretty
devastating.
sure this was the
atmosphere
worst.
Locked into a
The
violent
worst of my
pattern.
lifetime.
Deep moisture, relentless instability, and a jet stream that was determined to wreak havoc across the country. Leading into
brother,
the
my
Joplin
eyes.
disaster,
Don't
people
put that on
across
the
the
screen no
country
more.
were still
Ah.
reeling from the aftermath of the
Hope
super
y'all eyes
outbreak.
alright.
The damage was still fresh, the debris and wreckage still scattered across Dixie Alley, but for Joplin, life was in the normal routine. Graduation week was starting, families were at church and out shopping. Sunday felt normal. Nobody realized that the same atmospheric engine that had torn apart
Again,
Dixie
thank
Alley
God
was
that
still very much alive.
the Joplin
and it
High
was
School didn't have their
quietly
graduation
zeroing
at
in
Joplin
on
High.
Southwest Missouri.
Thank the Lord.
This is the day 2 outlook, and as you can see, this covers a huge area. The air is going to be a little bit more unstable, more of that moisture, unstable air, more muggy air is going to be available. Scattered thunderstorms popping up across the area. And tomorrow afternoon could be a few active thunderstorms, some of those getting strong, maybe on to the low end of the severe limit scale. There is at least a 30% chance that any of the thunderstorms that do develop tomorrow could become severe. So I think that's going to be our primary threats. Of a 3 out of a possible 10, that's a 3 in 10 chance that any storms that happen either this afternoon, but more likely Sunday afternoon and evening, could contain damaging winds, number 1, large hail, number 2, intense lightning, number 3, and on the bottom of the scale, but not to be, ignored, is the chance of an isolated tornado. Now, we put that in there even though there's not a great tornado threat. We're not calling for an outbreak.
Little did they know, the outbreak was coming.
By late morning, southwest Missouri was already primed. Warm, saturated air at the surface and strong winds increasing with height. By mid-afternoon, instability surged, the cap weakened, and wind profiles tightened. Near Joplin, cape levels shot past 4,000 joules per kilogram, while low-level shear strengthened, creating a volatile, tornadic environment. And at the surface, a sharpening dry line, lifting warm front, and strong upper system all converged, focusing everything directly over Joplin.
I can remember it was a beautiful day, and I remember it was Joplin graduation.
We had a group of church leaders over at the house, and we were making tacos, having a great time like we normally do.
The National Jasper County, north central Newton County, until 6:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:34 p.m. Central.
Lots of heavy rain, lightning coming down, and debris flying outside the window. The best thing you could be doing at this hour is taking shelter. Now,
they're talking about Joplin. That's where I'm going right now. It's definitely getting darker. They're saying there is a tornado on the ground up here. I'm 10 miles away from Joplin, and it's definitely getting worse this way. So
back up to the hospital area.
We'll see.
We are going to send
maybe we'll see a funnel cloud
as soon as we can to substantiate this information.
Man said maybe we'll see a funnel cloud. He think it's a
We are
game.
getting reports that most of the rain has passed through there, but
He think it's
they
a
are
game.
seeing what people are considering a wall cloud, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Obviously, some clouds have some people.
It's a storm you see coming across the Kansas border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area.
They're really cool. The clouds are pretty awesome.
Cotton candy clouds in Candyland.
That's pretty neato.
Oh, boy got eye crust. Terrible.
We're going to send it live on the phone now to Mr. Mike Bettis, who right now is currently situated just outside of Joplin.
Yeah, we're right on that storm that you were just mentioning there as we work our way over the state line from Kansas into Missouri near Joplin. Tons of rain, a lot of hail. We had some golf ball sized hail that we've been pelted with as we try to race eastbound now to get ahead of it and then dive south. A lot of rotation that we noticed that a rotating wall cloud had passed over us.
We had started the day in Kansas City. We were going to go south. Joplin was going to be our location the whole time. That was our target the whole time. We had popped on a storm, late afternoon. We're following behind the storm watching on radar.
This man out of the
growing, it's
whirlwind.
getting bigger.
This man got the plug.
And then the sky just turns black, right? And we're getting hailed on. Really bad. It was a storm that at first glance, when we got on it, it was just forming, and then we all, of course, know what happened after that.
Issued a tornado warning for western Jasper County until 1800 hours. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a tornado 10 miles west of Carl Junction or 6 miles.
A small funnel descends from the cloud base and almost immediately begins to rapidly intensify. Let's count how fast this goes from no visible funnel to large tornado. "5 seconds from almost nothing to
strong.
danger. And in just 8 seconds, it's a full-size wedge.
That junk is strong, brother.
Oh, sweet Jesus, keep me safe. Keep me safe, Lord.
Man said, "Oh,
Keep my
sweet
wife
Jesus."
safe, she's over there, Lord.
It's not funny.
Oh, my goodness.
I immediately thought of Talladega Nights.
Kind of scared.
I immediately thought of Talladega Nights. Yeah, I immediately thought of that. North Park Mall, that looks like a school. Oh, that makes sense.
This is what it's like when there's a tornado warning.
Yeah, I immediately thought it was Talladega Nights. Dear Lord, sweet baby Jesus,
once
put
again
your
going
golden
off in
fleece
Joplin.
diapers.
Those are definitely power flashes that we are seeing on the ground.
Look at that. Oh.
I see it. We can hear it.
The tornado surges east, heading directly into Joplin.
Pick it up, I can't film! I can't film! I got it. Stop. We need to pick it up on the right. Yes. Move your head, Isaac. I got it on video. Oh, man. Stop. Okay. We need to run up if we want to stay with it.
I think it's just right there to the south of us. Of course, I can't see anything.
Ain't nothing worse than having trees around you when you're looking for a tornado.
Like a train. I hear a train.
You want to see where the tornado is. You trying to check, see if it's coming towards you or not. You got trees in your way. Then you know the trees can get tossed to you.
Its peak intensity. Business parks, apartments, homes, entire neighborhoods, almost nothing is spared from its wrath. With each block it crosses, the human toll climbs higher. Many residents are caught inside collapsing buildings, struck by debris and trapped beneath mountains of wreckage. Every passing moment brings a new wave of destruction, the fatality count rising by the minute. Countless lives are changed in an instant. Friends lost, families torn apart. What began as an ordinary spring day has transformed into the darkest chapter in Joplin's history.
I believe a tornado over Flying J. Tornado over Flying J. 203.
203.
I'm in a tornado! I'm in a tornado!
If you go outside, you may not be able to see it. Take shelter now. It looks like this is a pretty powerful tornado. You can see that it was taking out those transformers.
Absolutely.
It continues to push off to the east in Joplin.
Get in. Hey,
No, I'm not going in. I can't go in.
Yeah, get in.
I can't go in.
Get out. Get in here.
Right here, right there. Right here above us. See right there in the clouds. Look at the air.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh my God.
I know, I see it.
Holy right here.
It's hitting the house. Get over here.
Continue to take cover from this storm. We can see that tornado on the ground from our tower cam. We are continuing to track that.
It is certainly going off. Caitlin, I'm just looking out the door right now. Please do not go outside and try to track this storm, folks. You can't see anything outside. It is rain wrapped. This is a dangerous, dangerous situation.
Oh, the power flash is going on. Oh my God. Oh, that is right there. It's right there. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh no, this is so bad. No, we're alright.
As the tornado progresses, it becomes more and more heavily rain-wrapped. On the velocity radar, the couplet is unmistakable. A violent, high-end EF5 caliber tornado meandering through a densely populated city, a rare and devastating situation. And on the reflectivity radar, you can see why so many people never saw it coming. The rain bands around the vortex are so dense, the tornado is almost completely hidden, a virtually invisible funnel. Many residents of Joplin had no idea it was even approaching until it was already there.
Yeah.
What was once a mile-wide wedge tornado is now an invisible monster wandering aimlessly through the city of Joplin.
That's it right there. Yeah, the clouds are drawing in from both sides. Oh yeah, they are. That's it right there. Has touched down in the city of Joplin. What you got there? Our whole roof is gone. We will be out of service. We do have excessive damage to the tornado.
The sky over Joplin turns almost unnaturally dark, pitch black in the middle of the afternoon. This supercell is so powerful and so dense that it swallows every ray of sunlight, trying to break through the cloud deck. And the wild thing is, sunset is still more than an hour away. If you didn't know better, you'd have to assume this is a nocturnal wedge tornado.
Eastern Joplin are 9 miles east of Galena, moving east at 45 miles per hour.
It was just incredibly, it was the blackest I've ever seen any storm system, bar none.
Oh no.
Everybody get down. Low on the ground.
Stuff breaking in the back.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Can we go in the cooler?
Come on, guys. Come on.
That cooler be saving lives. That cooler be saving lives, man.
We're good. It's okay. I think we're gonna do it.
What if they just caught the outside of it? That's the scary part. Some of the people that's like that got blessed, they might not even caught the full brunt of it. They just might have caught like the outsides of it or like
the tornado. We had literally thousands, if not tens of thousands, of 911 calls in the first 24 hours.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Level. Joplin is a mess. Joplin is level.
There ain't enough EMS to deal with all that. Like, especially right after it happens.
Some damage, and we're trying to understand the situation, and as we can understand it now, Joplin will never be the same after this tornadic event.
Oh my, there are people that are got to be injured right now, Josh. There are probably people, fatalities right now. People are trapped in buildings. There are buildings missing, Josh, that used to be here. They're totally gone.
When the sirens stopped, the scene in Joplin was that of a generational tragedy, something the world only sees maybe once in a century, if that. The modern world had never seen anything quite like it. What was once a vibrant Midwestern city reduced to that of basically a landfill full of bodies, full of life-changing, traumatic stories, one after another after another.
Not the Walmart.
An unbelievable scenario. Joplin has taken a direct hit from a tornado, and it appears the damage is unbelievable. The scope of the tornado is still unknown at this point, but we continue to monitor the situation and continue to try to Rangeland Road, complete devastation. This is going to be a long recovery process for the city of Joplin as we build back from the rubble, and still waiting to hear possible injuries and the possible loss of life.
I had a brother-in-law that passed. He was calling his ex-wife. They still had a good relationship. She was on her way to work, and he was concerned about her because he knew she was out in it. They were on cell phones, of course. She was on her way to work, and he was going to meet her there. And she says, no, I'm fine. She had pulled over into a gas station, and it's just something that you hear. You know, I heard it for like a week afterwards. His last words were, you know, I'm really scared.
Dylan. Yes. Like, I don't recognize where I'm at right now.
My first thoughts when I got on the scene was, there are going to be thousands dead. Because I could stand in Parkville Park and look all around me to the south and west and east. Nothing was standing. And I just knew it was going to be something more horrific than we could ever even imagine.
It felt like it was never ending. The things I heard, kids I heard screaming, and I knew we didn't have any kids in our apartment building. I can't get a little girl's voice out of my head. I have nightmares.
Police, fire, damage down the road, just completely impassable.
There was this lady that came up to me and she asked if I had seen a baby or heard a baby screaming, and she said she had lost her 13-month-old baby in the tornado, and they were looking for the baby to see if it was alive or hearing cries or anything, and we were absolutely helpless at that point. We didn't know what to say to her. I mean, we didn't hear anything, so the baby did not make it, and the baby got sucked out of her arms, like she said, and they found it, I think about a couple of miles east of our house.
This was unbelievable. This was Joplin, Missouri. Man. 1 hour after a tornado. We're looking at 20th Street. now. Is there family? You're okay? Maggie?
We just survived a tornado, folks. That sucked. What do you think, babe?
Hey, I'm scared.
We were scared. We were all scared. We were all scared.
The tornado left nearly 2,000 people injured, many of them devastating, life-altering wounds, sliced open or impaled by flying debris, barely surviving, and 161 lives lost. On paper, they're statistics, but in Joplin, they were parents and children, friends and neighbors, lives shattered, stories cut short, all leaving behind a painful, eerie silence that still lingers.
It's kind of crazy that only 100. It sounds crazy just saying that only 100.
He's
but like,
screaming for help and no one can help him.
Look, like I feel the same way the captain felt. Like, you look at the damage, you're thinking way more than 161
Some of my
people
friends
passed.
just didn't make it out of the storm.
Like, it's
lost in the storm.
Like, you would have thought it was way more casualties.
Morning, it truly looked like I was looking into the valley of the shadow of death. Just as far as you can see in every direction. This storm has torn up the lives of these people down here.
Alright, here's the gas station that we were at. This would have been where we walked in. We would have gone right here. We parked right over there. Our car got blown away, but the front door was just right there. That right there is where we climbed out.
A cooler. That cooler.
Alright, so here is the inside.
Y'all might have got hit by a few beers here and there, but y'all good. That cooler.
All the shelving was falling down. That's about where we were laying. This is where we climbed out. It was still raining. People used beer boxes down here as steps. And I sat about right here and just kind of helped people. It was not hard to get out. But we climbed right here. That's what we saw.
And he had so much damage, he had taken so much debris to the face that he was unrecognizable.
Dang.
And I'm certain now that I probably looked at him twice and did not even recognize him. He was one of the first ones brought in. We were very fortunate because one of the storm chasers stopped immediately and they recognized at once that Malachi needed to get to a hospital immediately or he was going to die. And so they basically, by loading him safely on the back of his truck, he had a big truck, was able to go over a lot of areas that cars found impassable. And basically they saved his life.
I understand where I got calls from the station that the hospitals were in from there. I'm trying to get to that side of town. They're just people, Josh, stunned. They're standing, sobbing on the...
Broadcasting live from the darkened KZRG 24-hour storm center. Power is out. We are running up backup generators at this hour.
And it was like driving through a war zone, needless to say. As soon as we topped this little crest, you could see the hospital, and our hearts just sank like, oh my gosh, now what do we do?
When it comes to a tornado disaster, if you can pick one building to be spared, it's the hospital. The place the city needs the most. Yet one of the worst things about this one is the St. John's Hospital was one of the very first buildings hit. Doors blown out, windows shattered, equipment and medicine scattered across the city, leaving personnel with no options but to do triage in a parking lot, surrounded by destruction.
That's crazy.
This just doesn't even seem real. It's weird because I've been coming through here since I was a baby. 20 years of coming through here and everything's just gone.
We drove by the high school and that was one of the hardest things that I saw. Just something that was so familiar to me, gone just like my house.
I wasn't really sure what to think when I saw my school. My heart just sank.
Another major landmark in the city is the high school. Not just a building, but a cornerstone of the community. A place where generations learned, played, and grew up together. It was a symbol of pride, a thread in the fabric of Joplin's identity. And now, like so much else, it was gone. Residents weren't just losing classrooms and gyms, they were losing part of what made their city feel like their home. Another cruel reminder that the tornado didn't just take lives, it took pieces of their very sense of belonging.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Home Depot.
Was Home Depot.
The Home Depot was among the most notable businesses destroyed in the storm. Built with tilt-up concrete walls held in place by the roof, the structure just had no real chance against an EF5. When the roof was torn away, the walls followed, collapsing inwards like massive dominoes and crushing the very spaces people ran to for safety. 8 lives were lost inside. In a matter of seconds, a place meant for building and rebuilding became a twisted monument to just how much Joplin suddenly needed both.
Even the Walmart.
Yeah, I don't know if
Look
I
at
wanna
that
go
car. Oh.
I don't know. I don't want to be.
The Walmart on Rangeline Road was also leveled by the tornado. Somewhere around 200 people were sheltering inside when the storm struck, and thankfully there were only 3 fatalities recorded here. In an instant, the store people fled to for supplies and shelter became another grim testament to how powerful and unforgiving this tornado was. The Greenbrier nursing home was full of people in the final chapters of their lives, people who've already weathered decades of storms. There were 11 fatalities recorded here, leaving families to mourn loved ones who they thought were safe but were taken cruelly and suddenly.
Man.
After we got into Joplin, and it was literally minutes after the tornado struck, I had never in my life seen destruction like that before, and that fresh.
It's really it chokes you up when you see what's happened here, Paul. I mean, take a look. I mean, it's everything is just completely demolished.
People just emerging out of their homes, people injured, people dead. I mean, it was a very morbid scene.
This is just, Paul, I've never seen a scene like this before. We just rolled up and this tornado came through maybe 45 minutes ago. I've personally witnessed injuries and fatalities here, unfortunately, in Joplin. We're just going through the neighborhood here trying to figure out if anyone else needs help. People are just scrambling right now. I want you to kind of take a scope of the damage, just kind of taking my breath away here. Multiple homes, businesses destroyed, cars that have been flipped, mangled debris everywhere you look. I have personally seen people injured. Unfortunately, I've seen people that are dead lying in the streets. It is a devastating scene. It just the images go on forever, it seems like. If you look back there through that neighborhood, it is endless damage here in Joplin.
Can you walk us through what happened whenever you first started to get to the damage?
We were right there, after it happened. We had come in kind of right on the edge of where the damage was, and there were some trees down, and we were like, oh, we're probably gonna need to broadcast, here. We come upon this fire station that partially had collapsed. What we didn't know at the time, I was like, this is our story right here. Like, my gosh, this fire station has been struck and we're going to broadcast from right here. Then I just remember this moment walking past the firehouse, and then it just kind of all opened up where the hospital was. And then you'd look out over, it was a very densely populated neighborhoods. And it was all just mowed down, right? And it just kind of opened up, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is really, really bad. And we were there literally just minutes after it happened. So it was all very, very fresh. And, the hours after that were just chaos. Probably what most people are familiar with is, there's a moment in the broadcast, we're broadcasting, and I had seen so many things at that point. Like, I had seen dead bodies on the sidewalk. I had seen this poor young girl who had broken bones being pulled out of her home, put on the back of a pickup truck, like rudimentary stuff, like breaking your heart kind of stuff. animals that were wounded with broken bones, and people walking around with wounds. Truly like war zone kind of stuff that I don't think I was prepared for. But there's a moment in the broadcast where I kind of break down. I was just like it just got to me, right? And really what that moment is when I looked out over the landscape that now had been destroyed, while I was broadcasting, like this moment of realization hit me. And I knew in my heart of hearts, like, this is way worse than Tuscaloosa. Like, I can't say that on television, but I know this is way worse than Tuscaloosa. And so it kind of hit me like many, many people have died here. More than a couple of dozen people have died here. And it just kind of, it just struck me at that moment. It just kind of made me cry. And I was like it just overwhelmed me.
All I can say is it looks very reminiscent of what we saw last month in Tuscaloosa. It's tough. No question about that.
You mentioned there was, more than just a dozen fatalities, and that you recognized that at that point. Let me ask you, why do you think it was such a, Hackleburg happened a month before in the super outbreak, and there was, I believe it was 71 fatalities, and that's the second most lethal in the modern era. And Joplin was more than double that. So why do you think that was? Is there a variety of reasons?
The intensity of the tornado is one of them, but I think where it hit, right? It hit in very compact neighborhoods. On a Sunday evening, a lot of people are home, struck a hospital, but also struck stuff like big box stores where, you had a lot of people that might have been shopping. So you had a lot of people in vulnerable, positions. Having that densely populated area be hit, I think was really one of the driving forces behind that. It was the deadliest tornado that we had seen in 75 years. And, I think for a lot of people, we never really, I guess for some of us, me myself included, thought something like this we haven't really seen before. We had seen, Oklahoma City tornado before, or Hackleburg, or the super outbreak, but not kind of the amount of damage that you saw with this, because it just hit everything.
Yeah, it didn't miss nothing.
The footage shows us what the tornado hit and what it took from Joplin, but the numbers, they show us the human cost. So let's do a statistical comparison on the fatality data. Tornadoes today rarely strike without warning like they did before these modern warning systems. And because of that, tornado fatalities these days are just a fraction of what they used to be. But Joplin was the ultimate
some tornadoes hit cities too, they'll hit like certain parts of the city. This seemed like this junk touched every part of Joplin possible.
Let's put the top 4 on a chart together. The picture that appears is honestly stunning. At number 4, the 2021 Mayfield EF5, a violent nocturnal tornado with 57 fatalities. In today's world, that number is extremely high and extremely rare. 10 years earlier,
we reacted to
Tuscaloosa EF4 killed 64 people, about a 12% increase over Mayfield, making it the 3rd deadliest of our era. And at number 2 on our list, the 2011 Hackleburg EF5, it killed 72 Alabamians, another 12% jump from Tuscaloosa. And then there's Joplin. 161 fatalities. By far the deadliest tornado our generation has ever seen. Now, when it comes to the fatalities in Joplin, there's always been one obvious question that stands out, and that's, why did this one take so many lives? So many lives that if we cut the fatality count in half, from 161 to 80, Joplin is still the most deadly tornado we've seen in the modern era, and by a good margin. And I don't mean to just dwell on the fatalities, but when it comes to high caliber EF5, high fatality tornadoes, that's obviously the biggest headline to come out. So back to the question, why so many people? And there's a few primary reasons for that. But first, it's worth pointing out that the Joplin tornado itself, in isolation, was not a record breaker scientifically, meteorologically. It was large, up to a mile wide, but we've seen plenty of mile-wide tornadoes that don't kill anywhere close to this many people. The wind speed wasn't uniquely fast or rare, with wind estimates around the typical EF5 range. Now, as Mike Bettis said, the tornado struck a lot of homes and businesses in a very compact city. The National Weather Service estimates show about 8,000 buildings, that's residential structures and commercial businesses, were hit. But we've seen that before. The 1999 Bridge Creek Moore F5 was estimated to have hit over 10,000 structures, 20% more than Joplin, but had only 20% of the fatalities. A huge difference. So I don't think that the location and what the tornado hit accounts for all these fatalities on its own. It's certainly a primary factor, but I would say another major factor is the tornado being so heavily rain-wrapped. As we saw in a lot of the footage, the tornado was not easy to see for most of its lifespan. Instead of seeing a large rotating vortex of wind approaching, people just saw a dark wall of rain. And by the time they actually recognized the reality of the situation, it was already too late. And number two, something people call siren fatigue. When people hear tornado sirens going off on a regular basis, you can get desensitized to it and make a habit out of ignoring them. You know, that sort of nothing ever happens mentality. And this is obviously very dangerous when it comes to severe weather. Now, residents did hear the sirens go off almost a half hour before the tornado hit, but that was for a different storm that never produced a tornado. The sirens went on, then off, and when they came back on again, right before the tornado arrived, I think a lot of people did not know that this was not a drill. A big tornado was coming, right now. Combine that fact with residents not being able to see the tornado due to it being so rain-wrapped, and that's a very deadly 1-2 punch of unfortunate circumstances that led to Joplin being so
midday cut off,
lethal.
No light, there's no light.
Behind every one of those numbers is a person, a family affected, a story ending tragically. And that's why this tornado still haunts survivors, meteorologists, and historians. Because in a time when we're supposed to be safer than ever, Joplin shows us how fragile we really are. The recovery in Joplin was honestly one of the most remarkable turnarounds you could ever wish to see. The way the community responded is the most powerful part of the entire story. This was a city that had been flattened, not just damaged, but brutally destroyed. Entire neighborhoods broke down to foundations. But in the days after the storm, thousands of volunteers from across the country funneled into Joplin. There was no script, no plan to work with, just neighbors climbing over debris piles, calling out names, carrying strangers to safety. When FEMA leadership showed up, they said they were amazed at how Joplin had already started systematic search, rescue, and recovery operations throughout the city. Churches opened their doors, schools became shelters, parking lots became hubs of triage and supply distribution. The rebuild that followed the tornado kind of reflected the power of the storm itself. It hit on a level that almost defies comprehension, and the rebuild answered it on that same scale. Businesses reopened in temporary trailers, streets slowly filled back in with homes and storefronts. Joplin didn't sit and wait for help, it created its own. And what really sticks with people are the stories that lived inside of that recovery. Stories that residents still talk about today. Things people swear they saw or felt amidst the chaos, and none are more well known than the stories of the butterfly people. Numerous survivors described figures with wings, glowing forms, or comforting presences
Especially
shielding
like
them in
kids,
the
I heard about that.
darkness.
I remember
Countless
watching
stories,
that.
all
We talked- we
eerily
watched,
similar. A
Joplin.
kind of synchronized experience
First
where
video.
people across the city told of some sort of ethereal beings resembling butterflies, talking to them and protecting them. There's a full documentary that specifically covers this phenomenon. It's called The Butterfly People. And after renting and watching that movie, it's really a big stretch to come away from it thinking all those stories, they're just people coping with their trauma. They're all made up. Some people are exaggerating, some people are saying it for attention, but they're all made up. Now,
some
make
you
of
can
this
look at
what
cope,
you
but
will, I'll say that I believe it's way too much of a coincidence
Yeah.
to just chalk all of
If
that
it's
up
if
to
it's
people
multiple,
just
multiple,
coping with
multiple,
their trauma.
that's
We're talking about dozens and dozens of people
That's different.
simultaneously experiencing and describing something very similar to each other with no coordination in their stories.
Yeah.
Now,
That's not
regardless
planned,
of
neither,
how
yeah.
you see these experiences, these stories
Few
became
things
a
is a
kind
coincidence.
of landmark in Joplin's healing.
when
A
it starts to
reminder
build
that
and build,
even
it's like
in the
multiple,
absolute
multiple.
worst moments, Joplin found a symbol to hold on to, something that signifies beauty and growth. So in the end, Joplin's recovery wasn't just rebuilding a city, it was rebuilding a community. And this part of the story is what's even more incredible than the storm itself.
You know, you returned to Joplin maybe more than a couple times, I'm not sure, but talk about the recovery and the community of Joplin.
You know, I think that when you have something like that happens, it can become very galvanizing for a community. It's their identity, you know, and they know that. They know that when most people hear about Joplin, Missouri, probably the first thing that comes to their mind is tornado. You know, Joplin is a marker in their life, right? Their life is marked by pre-Joplin and then post-Joplin. And they know that, but it doesn't, I mean, in some sense it defines Joplin, but it doesn't, right? It's much more than that. And I think they certainly had this amazing sense of community.
When you step back from the damage and the human stories, Joplin becomes more than just another tragedy. It's a stark reminder of what these storms really are. Not just weather events, but immutable expressions of the atmosphere itself. And on a long enough timeline, another Joplin-level disaster isn't just possible, it's statistically inevitable. That's not fatalism, it's just physics. As long as the same ingredients exist, the same outcome is always possible. The dynamics that created this tornado didn't vanish in 2011. One day, the pattern will align again. Maybe next year, maybe in 5, maybe in 50. But eventually,
Hopefully
something
not.
bigger, faster, and more violent will touch down. And when it arrives, all we can hope for is that we're ready.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.
Joplin strong. That should have been y'all slogan. Yeah. I mean, he's right. Eventually, it's like it's pretty much inevitable.
All these people came out to support you
But
tonight. Show this town,
you know.
show that community and the world what you didn't lose in the storm.
Hope they won that game. That would suck if you had that speech and all that and lose. It's rough. Excuse me. Yeah. Appreciate the recommended video. Shout out to Out of the Whirlwind. Yeah, it's pretty much inevitable. Again, your boy I ain't looking at tornado hunt nothing. So I'm hoping it's not gonna happen, but statistically, yeah, eventually a tornado is gonna hit a big city and it's gonna be a big tornado and it's gonna be a lot of problems and yeah, the same ingredients happen if it's rain wrapped, if it's especially if it's a night tornado or something crazy, like you know, you don't want stuff like that to happen, of course, but it's hard to say it won't happen either. Like, but hey, look, I hope y'all like this video. Your boy is back. Again, y'all recommend me anything y'all want me to watch. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. On the road to 1,000 subs. It's your boy J-Osh, and I'm out.